How's it going? Welcome back to the Elite Automation YouTube channel. I'm Malachi, CEO and engineer of Elite Automation. Today, I want to show you guys how to do toggle logic. Kind of how to structure the logic, because like I said, it's a very simple logic, but it's like kind of like remembering somebody's name. Like their name is like on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't remember how to or what their name was. And this toggle logic is kind of one of those things that can end up being like that as well. So I'm going to take you through both doing this in Allen Bradley Studio 5000 as well as Logic Plus from Phoenix Contact, and just show you how it's structured and how it looks in two different softwares. Alright, so let's go ahead and just jump right into this thing. I'm going to just show you an example of what the logic looks like, so that way if you're skilled enough you can just basically take this structure of what you see here and be able to put that into your code, and from there this is basically the logic that you need. But I'm going to go ahead and structure this logic. We're going to start off actually with Studio 5000 and then we'll jump over here to the Logic Plus. So here in Studio 5000 I'm going to go ahead and just drop a contact down here. I'm going to go HMI.pb. And then select a tag to use. And just so you know, you won't have these tag structures, but these are tags that I've generated and I'm going to go ahead and utilize. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this bit. I'm going to turn into an output, and then I'm going to change this into an indicator over here. Okay, so that's what we're going to go ahead and use as our output bit. So that way we can fire this rung right here. That'll basically be like our push button. I'm going to go ahead and just make some of this a little bit more simple. So toggle, and then we're going to create new toggle. I'm going to just make a dent of it so that way we have plenty of bits to use. Create toggle.0. This will actually need to be a one shot, so let's drag a one shot down to here, and we're just gonna call this one toggle.1, and then actually this right here is going to get moved to there. Boom, boom, boom. And then actually I'm going to just do it like this instead of using that one. Okay, toggle.0, toggle.1. So this is like your main input that you're going to be utilizing, and then so all this other logic will just be the function of the toggling. So you need a one shot, and then do the same thing here. This one will be toggle.2, .2. And so the part that's really important is this rung right here and this rung right here will end up being the two primary rungs. We're going to add a branch around this. Delete the one shot here. Copy that, paste that. Inverse this bit here. And then so one of the key things that are important here are that these two bits right here are inverse of one another, and then these two bits right here are inverse of one another. Something that you cannot do, and what a lot of people will probably try to do that will not work, is if you try to put this one-shot logic inside the same rung of logic, because the way the PLC scans, this needs to be on its own separate rung. If not, then you'll basically end up with an issue where it'll work on the first sequence, but then it won't work on the second sequence. So it'll set it, but maybe then it won't reset it, or it'll reset it, but it won't set it. So just keep that in mind, that it does have to be structured in this way with two separate rungs of logic. Then we're going to go ahead and add one other bit right here. And we're going to call this one toggle, we'll go toggle 4, because I actually messed up. This right here needs to be toggle 3. So toggle 3 here, all these will be toggle 3, because these bits right here need to be the same bit that you use right here. And then this toggle 4 that I added, basically the purpose of this toggle 4 is if there's like an init sequence that you want to do. So if you want to say, you know, when I press cycle start, I want this toggle bit to drop out and always start in a certain state. This will make it so that your toggle bit always starts in the state that you want it to start. So like if you're doing a side 1, side 2, or side A, side B type of situation, maybe you always want to start off on side A no matter what, right? Or maybe you want to reset the sequence or something like that, and then you want to make sure that when you hit reset sequence, it starts you out on side A or side 1, however you want to call it. And in reality, I believe this should be good. So let's go ahead and accept this logic. And so here would be your push button. So if you had a push button or some process, this would be the activator of your toggling. So we'll fire this. So as you see here, your toggle.3 is going to be your output bit of whatever you want to toggle. So as we fire this, it toggles on. As we fire it again, it toggles off. Fire it again, it toggles on. Fire it again, it toggles off. So there you go. Now you have toggle logic where you can say side 1 on, side 1 off, or side 2, however you want to call it. Now we're basically going to do that exact same process, but we're going to do it over here in Logic Plus. So here you can see where we've already generated code here. Actually, I got to put these in there real quick. There we go. And then we're going to basically create the same type of logic. So we're going to create So I'm just going to copy and paste that logic from up there just so we can kind of make this process a little bit more simple. We actually need to add one more run of logic to be our activator. So let's just say F0. So F's in this logic are they're flags basically, so they're just bits that you can utilize in here. And so the exact same process basically. So this is not going to be a positive edge either. So I'm going to change that to just being a regular contact. And then this right here needs to be your 1. Then this right here will be the same thing. So notice the reason why I've done this in 2 different PLC programs is it's a little bit different. The programming language is both kind of ladder logic. This is a little bit more function block diagram type of programming. So there's certain things that you can get away with and do a little bit differently in this logic versus the other type of logic. That's something to keep in mind as you program on different PLCs. There are some things that are like finicky and operate a little bit different between PLC programs. So you might have like timers and stuff that react differently, just things along those lines. A lot of the built-in features act different. Two. It's going to be this one here, so we're going to just go F003 with this one. Same with this one right here. So this output needs to match these 2 bits right here. And then we'll change this one to the F004. Boom, boom, boom. It likes everything that's sitting right there. And so we're just going to come over here and we're going to delete this. This PLC software is actually a really good piece of software if you want to learn. It's a free application. We actually have a video that goes just over this PLC. And another thing that's nice about it is you can run a simulator on it. So run simulation. And so that way you can write some PLC programs and you don't even have to have a physical PLC, which is super nice. Let's come in here. We're going to set this to true. Notice our bit right there sets. Let's go ahead and set it to false. It stays set. So that right there will be your output toggle logic bit. And this rung right here is just your input level of whatever you want to be the input of the toggling sequence. Let's go ahead and change it back to true. And notice it toggles off. Go to false. We'll go true again. Just do this a couple times just so you can see it toggling back and forth. True. So there you go. So hopefully that was useful for you guys. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments below. If you have any other methods of how you go about doing toggle logic, put it in the comments below. Maybe we can make a video on that topic as well. I'm kind of surprised that like there's really not more built-in feature for something like this. Like you would think that like, hey, I want to toggle this bit, like similar to a one-shot, where you could have basically just one bit that you could drop in there. You'd have an input side, a toggle, like the same as like an ONS, a one-shot instruction, and then whatever output that you actually want to toggle. And then that way you could more simply toggle logic. Now, you could essentially write up an AOI for this and then have whatever input and output for it and go about that route in the Allen Bradley PLC. But like certain PLCs like this where it doesn't really give you the ability to do more advanced features like that, then every time you wanted to do toggle, every bit that you wanted to toggle, you had to write this logic for it. So it's kind of clunky if you have a lot of stuff that you want to toggle on and off. Alright, so hopefully you found that toggle logic video useful. If there's any other things that you would like to learn that are like small PLC related things or just anything that's industrial automation related, make sure to put it down in the comments below. We'll be more than happy to create some more videos to the particular topics that our viewers want to see. Overall, we're just trying to expand the amount of knowledge that's out there on the internet, and there's like a huge lack of like video knowledge as far as like just anything in the industrial automation space. There's like maybe a lot of interview related stuff, but there's not a lot of like technical videos and showing you how to go about being able to do things. So if you do find this content useful and you'd like to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel because we'll be posting much more content that's just overall related to the industrial automation space. And we're looking forward to seeing you around, looking forward to seeing you down there in the comments and seeing you around in real life. Catch you on the next one.